Hello guys, welcome to Easy Biology. Today we're going to focus on ecosystems. So what are ecosystems? An ecosystem is basically the term for a community of living things such as plants and animals, as well as non-living things and their shared environment. Ecosystems are made up of two things, habitats and communities. Habitat is a term for the place an organism lives, and the community is a term for all the organisms that live in the same habitat. Communities often contain many different kinds of species. An organism's role in a community is called an ecological niche. An example of a community is a forest. Forests contain trees, birds, squirrels, etc., which all make the different types of species living in the habitat. But what exactly does species mean? The definition for species is a group of organisms that can breed together and create fertile offspring. So, for example, a lion and a lioness could breed together and make baby lions that could grow up and have their own babies because they're the same species. However, if a lion and a horse made a baby, the animal would grow up to be unable to make its own babies. This shows that a lion and a horse are different species. Now, let's talk about biodiversity. Biodiversity is a degree of variation in all of the living organisms. When looking at biodiversity, it's really important to account for the population of the organisms in a species. The population of the organisms can change based on certain factors. So sometimes it may some of these factors are predator and or prey numbers, disease, and competition for resources. As I said before, animals need to compete with each other for resources. There are two different types of competition, intraspecific and interspecific competition. Intraspecific competition occurs between animals of the same species. So, for example, a lion and a lion may compete for water at the same water bank. Usually, intraspecific competition is more intense since both animals have the exact same requirements. Interspecific competition occurs between animals of different species. So, for example, a leopard and a lion may compete for the same food. In the ecosystem, everything is linked, and all of the organisms are interdependent on each other. If one population suddenly changes size, it affects other populations too. For example, if there are suddenly less plants, the animals that feed on those plants may die. If they die, the predator that hunts for the animal may have less food, and that means that they may also die or find more of other animals to hunt. A food chain is a fantastic way to show the interdependence of living organisms on each other. It allows you to see which animals would be affected by the reduction or increase of a certain population. The arrows in a food chain show the energy flow, so if a rabbit eats a carrot, the energy from the carrot is transferred into the rabbit. So in the diagram, it shows the pyramid of the food chain and how the energy is transferred. While predators get their energy from their prey, there are something called producers, which typically are plants. Plants gain energy from the sun, and when an animal eats the plant, they gain that energy. Energy is incredibly important. Every single living organism needs energy to survive. Energy can be used for cellular activities such as cell division, can be stored as biomass, which is a living organism total mass, and can be released as respiration. The biggest source of energy we have right now is the sun. The sun is just one big ball of energy.